balance beam.
And watch this move, Jim. One arm handstand. Nice control. Should hold it for 2 seconds. That is the requirement. Very aggressive on this apparatus. The judges, I'm sure. Full turn on one leg. Getting ready for backward tumbling now. Back handspring into a back layout. Pretty solid.
Does the fact that she's a little bit taller, comparatively speaking, make this event more difficult?
Well, you know, in the past I thought that the center of gravity of a smaller person would be lower, would make it easier to work this apparatus, but she has had no trouble. Although she's not that much taller than the other girl. She's 5'3", which is a little bit taller for most gymnasts, but...
It's longer legged than the other ones.
Yes, she does. It makes those leaps that she does look just very high and nice. No-handed forward roll. One of the great things about her is that she's able to cover up any errors if they're not too great, which is a nice thing to do on this apparatus, so the judges don't see it either. Back handspring, 2 back handsprings in a row to a double twist dismount. Not too...
I mean, .55 will keep her in the lead by the narrowest of margins over Steffi Craker. Look at that.
Tremendously difficult mount. That is the extra risk and originality that the judges are looking for. She leaps very well. It's important that they get as much height as they can on those leaps. One thing about Stella is that she does not hold back. Very, very important on this apparatus so that the timing doesn't change. Aerial walkover. See, she barely moves her upper body. She keeps it centered right over that balance beam. This is to help her keep her balance. Every move is controlled. A little wobbly on that full turn. Back tuck. Barely uses those arms. Solid, both of them. Whoop.
Nope, not so solid.
Not a bad break, though, Jim, for 2 back flips in a row. You almost hold your breath when you're up there. You don't want to make any extra movement for fear of losing your balance. Concentration. Once again, that balance beam is only 4 inches wide, 16 feet long, 4 feet off the ground. The time limit on the balance beam is 1:10 to 1:30.
They give you a fairly wide area to operate in, time-wise.
Yes, they do. There's a round-off double pike, solid dismount.
Stella Zakharova, hoping for something over 9.6, really. Keep a comfortable lead.
Many things make this front flip mount difficult. First of all, you lose side of the beam when you're rotating, and you have to try to land squarely on a 4-inch beam 4 feet off the floor. It also takes great leg strength, as do these back flips. You can see that the first back flip, she's right on, square to the beam. Now watch the second one. You'll see that her front foot is slightly off to the right, and she loses a little bit of balance there. Toe slightly over. Those ankles are wrapped for support, just for extra strength. See her grasp that beam?
And the mark, 9.65. That's a good one. Here is Maxi Ganauf of East Germany. She's in 3rd place, this 16-year-old from Berlin. A 9.8 here to tie her for the lead at the moment.
And this is the best competition I have ever seen her in, Jim. She opens up in this floor exercise with either a triple twist, which has been done very few times in the past, or a full twisting double back.
She's moving to the floor exercise where she won a bronze medal in the Moscow Olympics.
And her music will be thoroughly modern Millie. Round off flip flop, full twisting double back, and did she land it?
She's got him now. She has the crowd if she can keep them in the palm of her hand. Not exactly an old East German folk song.
No. If you want to call it comedy, she's put a lot more of it into her routine. A little lighter. Second tumbling run. Let's see if she puts the triple here. There you go. Very nice. cycling run. Tremendous energy in this young lady. Arabian round off flip-flop, double twist, no problem. What an incredible gymnast.
There she is, thoroughly modern Maxie from Berlin, East Germany. Maxie Ganaut bidding for the lead. A 9.8 could tire for the lead, remember. 9.65 could tire for second right now of those who have gone so far in this round.
You know, Jim, Maxie's built so slight, yet she has incredible strength to perform this full twisting double back. She has good speed on the flip, and she almost has time for another flip. She's so high. Watch this. There's 1, 2, plus the full twist. She comes out of it well. Solid landing.
And the mark, look at that, 9.90. She's in first place. What a competition. She led at the end of the first rotation, then dropped down to third, and is now back in first with one event yet to go. This young lady is quite a story. She is Elfie Schlegel, a 16-year-old from right here in Ontario. Now, in the last event, the uneven parallel bars, this is what happened to her. She was going along apparently fairly smoothly. And then suddenly, just fell off the bar. It developed that she had dislocated a toe, a very painful injury. The tears came, as they would to any 16-year-old or supposed to anybody else, and we figured that she was finished for this competition. For a long while, that's the way it looked, as the medical personnel examined that and confirmed that it was, in fact, a dislocated toe. You could see the pain in her face. But now, here she is, back, almost unbelievably, going to compete on the balance beam. Now, remember, this is the one that probably requires more use of the feet and the toes than any of the events that the women compete in.
Which makes this event very, very difficult to do. You grasp onto the balance beam with your toes, which is going to be very painful for her. And no trouble with those two back handsprings, which is a high-risk move, blind move. You cannot see that beam as it comes. Turning on your toe like that hurts a great deal also. You can see it's taped.
16-year-old high school student from right here in Ontario.
Back handspring right into a back layout.
Ooh, that must hurt.
Oh, it does.
But she
Too
almost stayed up there. Well, the old line about coming not necessarily to win, but to compete certainly applies to her, doesn't it?
Sure does. You can see she's very hesitant to step on that left toe. A real trooper. Aerial walkover to squat position. If you're not using it as a takeoff leg, you're landing on it, so either way you lose.
Yeah, it's scruffy.
There you go. And it's difficult, too, because it's hard to point your toes, and naturally that's one of the things the judges look at when they watch this routine.
How much potential does she have, though? Can you tell under these conditions?
Well, it's difficult. To me, she needs a little bit more work on her form. Her skills are there, her tricks, if you want to call them that.
Mm-hmm.
Double twist.
Boy, that had to hurt.
A little ways to go.
Had to hurt on the landing, but she did it. Elfie Schlegel of Canada. And a hand from the home crowd. And the mark, 8.90, but that isn't the point. We not only talk about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, but also the human drama of athletic competition, and she certainly personified that. Here now are the standings. Ganaut with that narrow margin over Zakharova with one event yet to go. Not at her, but this is the vault. It's over so quickly, and it is not her best event.
Absolutely right. It's totally up in the air, Jim. If she lands this vault, if she can get some extra adrenaline going and push this vault to where it's very high in amplitude and straight down the middle of that horse, then she might be able to do it. But right now, she's a little bit worried, I'm sure.
Here it is.
Good position all the way around, very high.
Pretty good. What do you think?
Well, it was an excellent vault, Jim. It's worth a 9.9 total.
If it's done perfectly.
If it's done perfectly. There was a slight separation in her legs. Hopefully, the height will make up for that. Those judges are very critical. You can see it a little bit there.
Yeah.
Comes together very well, though.
Not too bad, though, was it?
No, not too bad at all. And a slight little bobble on the ending, but nothing too critical.
9.70. Here's what that means. That means that Stella Zakharova is only a tenth behind her with a 9.85 on the floor exercises. Could catch and pass her, and she'll be the last competitor we'll see. On the floor, Christina Grigoris, the 14-year-old Romanian who is tied for 5th coming to the final event.
And just like her music, she works very quickly. There's a double back in a tuck position, nice and high, just what the judges are looking for. As you see here, the style of gymnastics has gone more towards the acrobatics, the tumbling, a little less towards the choreography and dance. Your second tumbling run, round off flip-flop, full twist, 1.5 twist to a back tuck. You can bet in a couple of years she might add another lift to that, making it a double back. Once again, looks very much like the routine we saw Nadia do in ski in Norway when we first saw her. And her last tumbling run needs lots of endurance, strength, double twist. Good exercise.
Christina Grigoris. Well, that 14-year-old has done herself very proud and picked up invaluable international experience here. The Romanians really keep them coming. We pointed out earlier that Amelia Everly did not have a good day in this competition, but look at this youngster, 9.75, most respectable. Yet there comes a... All those old things you have to try to remember at times like this. Jana Labakova, the 14-year-old Czechoslovakian, trying to move up from her tie for 5th place. It's good to see the Czechoslovakians back in top competition. Remember 12 years ago, Vera Chaslovska winning 4 gold medals in the Mexico City Games? Your first Games captain.
That's right, and really an inspiration to even these young girls. She's not timid about showing off her talents. Very aggressive, especially on her tumbling. Watch this. 3 whip-overs in a row to a double twist. 2 whip-overs to a double twist, even more difficult. 3 superior moves in a row.
Helps to be 14 when you do those.
That's right. As you say, Jim, the experience that she's gaining through this kind of an international competition where she gets to see her peers can do nothing but help. Double pike.
Olga used to do that bit.
She sure did. As a matter of fact, if you remember, in the last World Championships, Everly did this particular type move. Where she kind of plays with the crowd. But, Jim, you can only get away with that when you're as small as she is and as young. Once you grow up, you have to be a little more...
Classical.
Classic, right. Run up, flip up, another double tuck. Little low on that, but she pulled it out. Cute exercise.
Jana Labakova. Not likely to move her up for a medal in this competition, but she has made her first mark in the sport internationally.
You know, Jim, because she is so high on these first 2 whip-overs, it's hard to get enough punch on the layout double twist right here. Punch, punch, and here's another one, but she manages to maneuver it very well.
Jana Labakova, there's a good look at this 14-year-old, another name to remember as we project forward to the next World Championships and even to the Olympic Games in 1984. 9.75, the mark for Labakova. Another name to remember, that's for sure. At age 20, Steffi Kraker has been taking gymnastics seriously for 12 years. She's a real veteran. Has a chance here for one of her best finishes ever. A 9.95 would tie her for the lead with Maxi Ganal. Of course, Zakharova is still to come, and she has an even better shot. But right now, Kraker is the one. 9.95 to tie for the lead.
She has a polished style. She finishes every move to its fullest. She's off to the side concentrating just before this event. Let's see if she can pull it off. Double pike. Little low on that landing.
Music about a real big spender.
All the gymnasts like her. She seems to have a great sense of humor, always smiling in workouts. There's an Arabian to a flip-flop to a side salto, it's called. Here needed. Double twist. Little slow on that salto, but managed to pull the twist out. Good exercise.
Steffi Kraker. She's made the big effort. Needing that 9.95 to tie for first. That's pretty tough. We haven't seen a mark like that in this competition here. We've seen no 10s at all. You don't see those very often anymore.
The judges are getting much stricter as far as the difficulty is concerned. They have to really do something especially superior. There's that double twist. Little bobble there on the left.
Okay, and now the mark for Steffi Kraker. She's done all she can. 9.70. That is not going to get the job done. In fact, she's going to have a tough time there for second place, certainly, and maybe for third. Gold medal in this competition with a mark of 9.85 on the floor exercise. She can tie for the gold medal with Maxie Ganaut with a mark of 9.8. Both realistic goals here.
Very realistic, Jim. She starts off with a round off flip-up, full twisting double back. Let's see if she does it. There it is. Nicely done. Low on the landing, but that extra risk and originality will give it to her. All she has to do is 2 more tumbling runs with the same kind of amplitude and stretch.
Stella has said that she idolizes Ludmila Tourischeva because of Tourischeva's powerful discipline and strength of character. Well, that's what's needed here.
There's a second tumbling run. Another double twist. Having no problem. Little rest there before her last tumbling run. Needs lots of endurance. Let's see if she has the discipline here. Double pike. Another top tumbling run.
Was it a 9.85? Well, she seems pleased with her own performance. At least she's not going to let the crowd and the judges think otherwise. That's important, too, isn't it?
It's very important, and she certainly should be proud of that exercise.
There's Maxie. She's just going to walk to the other end of the ballpark.
Well, she's done everything she can.
Try to pretend she's not thinking about it. There's Stella Zakharova waiting for the mark.
You know, we've watched many gymnasts perform a double back, but not many do it with the technical perfection Stella does. Watch this. Just incredible height, powerful legs. Really pulls that around. Good landing. Now all she has to do is wait for a mark.
There's the jubilation. She's just seen the mark. 9.90, and you see the disappointed Maxie Ganaut on the right. Stella Zakharova has come from behind on the final exercise to win the gold medal here. Silver medal will go to Maxie Ganaut, and the bronze medal to Steffi Kraker of East Germany. A really fascinating competition here tonight. Just before we go.